All right, folks. This is the RC ATV. So I know that there was a company out there that did a ATV that was an RC. Of course, it was toy grade. This is hobby grade. It's got straight axles. It's got pretty good rock crawler suspension. Just so you can check out the suspension. So this is a work in progress. I still got to do paint. I still have to give it a weathered look. Do some bungee cord so I could hold down the ammo boxes and the MRE boxes. Back here you have a weapons case, or just a general case. That's where I put the battery. It's in here. And the model that I used, it's just a Walmart. You could probably find it now. I don't think they sell it in Walmart anymore. There are some ATVs out there that are pretty close to 1/18 scale, but this one's the closest one that's realistic to the size. This is a 1/18 figure. I believe it's a Joy Toy. And you can see the bottom down here. I'll take off all these. These are loose. The bottom work here. So right now it does have some speed, and it's good. I like the speed, but unfortunately, when you bring up the RPMs of the little motor, right now it's at 3,000 RPMs, you lose torque. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna change the that motor for a 1,000 RPM. I just don't. It can't really take steep embankments or hills or any kind of rough terrain. That's one of the trade-offs for having such a small vehicle. It's just that drivetrain. So I had to figure it out. Unfortunately, I had to break it down and then reinstall that or switch out the 3,000 RPM for a 1,000 RPM. I might lose speed on it, but I might gain more playability, and so it can go through. It could act more like a rock crawler, and hopefully I don't lose too much speed. So it is proportional, everything, proportional speed, proportional steering. Like I said, right now it's got pretty good speed. And just to show you what I'm talking about as far as the torque is concerned, so you know, everything needs torque in order to get over obstacles. It should be able to surpass that, but it doesn't because of the torque, or the lack of torque, I should say. So ramming it is, you know, that's as close as you can get to getting it over an obstacle. But if it does get stuck in a tough rut, then it probably won't be able to get unstuck unless you go over there and push it, which is not something that I appreciate. So yeah, it's that gear ratio. And that's one of those things that is fairly technical, and I don't know how to compensate for other than to switch out the RPMs. Like I said, that 1,000 RPM, after I put that on, hopefully it gives it more torque, and then I'll feel a little bit more, how do you say, accomplished on this vehicle and call it complete. But as far as the suspension is concerned, it's great. I mean, it moves great. You can see it. It moves like a real ATV when it's going forward and backwards and going over obstacles. There's still little details. Make sure that the wheel has enough clearance when it does have full suspension. I don't know, right around here I have to do a little bit work. So down here, this is a Orlando Hunter. I believe it's a crawler. Well, all Orlando Hunters are crawlers, but the only thing that I did was modify the inside like I do all my other vehicles. If you get a chance, look at my other builds that go more into detail on how to build these or what I do to modify them. But you basically take the working parts and extend the drive shafts and extend the stabilizers here for the axles. Now, what Orlando Hunter has done, and which I'm pretty interested in, is that it has made an independent hub, straight axle. No, it's not a straight axle. I'm sorry. It's a independent suspension, and it contains the engine within the one little part right here, and then it has independent suspension, which is amazing. And I want to get my hands on a couple of those, because then I could put one engine on each two wheels, in order for that to be have more torque, and then I don't have to sacrifice the speed for torque. Hopefully, I mean, having two engines, two is better than one, I say, right? Who knows though? But they're expensive. This alone, the electronics and the axles and the drivetrain, that's, I mean, I'm talking about maybe 180, maybe $200 on the electronics alone. So it gets pretty pricey. Unfortunately, it is pretty pricey, but you're starting to see a lot more of those Orlando Hunters used. You know, people buy them, play with them, and get tired of it, and they want to sell them, which is, they start selling them for cheaper. So keep an eye out for that stuff. If you folks have any other questions, or any questions I should say, you know, feel free to send me a message through YouTube, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. All right, folks. Hopefully this sparked a little bit of imagination, and you folks want to build your own and maybe figure out that torque, and let me know if you have any ideas. All right, take care.